Sajid, out of time, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for your assessment. So JP Morgan says pause for the Reserve Bank of India. The inflation number is not enough for them to cut rates. But now to the commodity market opening, just coming in. There goes the bell. Gold is starting flat this morning. That's down just a little bit. Silver, on the other hand, is starting with a mildly positive bias. That's ticked up just a little bit to 52,828.
All eyes will be on crude and how that opens up given the global move. So crude up on your screens next. Mildly in the green, up about 0.7 percentage point, and natural gas as well. Just to give you a sense of the opening tick over there, will be up next for you, so you'll get an idea of what's happening with both markets in the energy space. That's really flat, no big directional move there.
Getting down to the base metals now, copper and nickel. Let's start with copper. That's moved up 0.25 percentage point in early trade. Very flat opening actually for the commodity space today. In other metals, nickel down just a little bit, but essentially flat. Lead flat again. Lead's coming up, or zinc is coming up next. Lead's very flat too at 104.40, but no great change there. And aluminum finally extremely flat with a mild downward tick today.
To some of the agri faces then, refined soy oil first up on the screens. That's down about 0.5%. Yesterday someone was making the point about how the soybean market is getting quite overextended. This morning it opens up nearly 3.5%, so more strength on that commodity. Palm oil next, that one opens flattish, down just about 0.25%, and cotton as well will be important given all the discussions you heard about the monsoon. That's up about less than 0.5%. And just to wind it up, here's how sugar is trading, up about 2% in trade in the opening for now.
More discussions on sugar coming up later in the show, but it's been a very quiet and flattish kind of start for the commodity space today. Naveen Mathur of Angel Broking joins in to talk about that. Morning, Naveen. What do you make of the flat start in bullion first, gold and silver? How would you approach it?
Yeah, thank you very much, Udayan, and very good morning to you too. I think the markets would be slightly flat to an upside, which we will be seeing today in the intraday sessions. Predominantly, Udayan, we don't have too much of the strength on either sides for the bullion pack, neither on the upside nor on the downside. So it will be very range-bound trading. The dollar weakness may give us a slight strength because the yesterday data, which came in on the retail sales, was slightly down. And therefore, people are expecting that coming days and coming months, the Fed may come up with a quantitative easing, which may boost up the prices on the commodities on the upside. But technically, we feel that the prices may remain slightly up. So we will recommend to buy the gold contract on the MCX for the month of August around 29,170 to 180 levels. Stop loss for this trade would be recommended at around 29.50, 29.60. And we are expecting targets on the upside in the range of 29.350 to 29.360 for the day.
Hi, Naveen. Good morning. You would go with more strength on crude as well?
Yeah, that's right, Mithali. We have the fundamental reasons to take the crude prices up. We have seen the upside both on the Brent and the WTI contract in the last couple of days. And predominantly they are arising because of the sanctions on the Iran. The strike which was there in the Norway has been resolved. And the global economy scenario, which is not too great, but at the same time expecting, because of the QE3 which may come up, or the monetary easing across the globe, let it be Brazil or the South Korea, people are talking about monetary easing, and because of that the sentimental upside on the crude prices would be continuing. Intraday also we expect the MCX to bounce on the upside. Therefore 4770 to 4780 levels would be the buying recommendation for the MCX July contract. Targets on the upside in the range of 4,860 to 870, and the stop loss for this trade would be put at around 4,730 or so.
Some important thoughts coming in from the Power Minister on the issue of fuel availability and, of course, the restructuring of the state electricity boards. So keep reading those. Agreed to convert SEB loans into equity, as was discussed earlier. What about copper, Naveen? What do you do with that today?
Udayan, copper again would be buying, not because of the overall gloomy scenario which we are seeing, let it be China or say the US economy, or particularly the Eurozone crisis, but technically yes, a slight upside because of the dollar weakness may be recommended on the buying strategy. Therefore 422, 423 levels would be what we would be recommending buying on the MCX. Stop loss on 420 and targets on the upside at around 427, 428 for the day.
Thanks, Naveen, for joining in with those trading ideas. That's how the commodity market has opened, essentially flat. But keep watching crude for the day, which has got its way internationally up to almost $104. Here are some other commodity trading strategies. When we come back, we'll turn to global talk. Richard Gibbs of Macquarie will join us in a few minutes.
On MCX, we recommend to go long in nickel at 895 with a stop loss placed below 887 and expect prices to move up and test levels of 907 and 910.
NYMEX crude oil is in the formation of inverse head and shoulder, and we would see a breakout above $88.5. At MCX, prices are trading in range of 4700 to 4800. So I would recommend to buy crude above 4820. Stop loss would be 4760 and target would be 4900 on the upper side.
We recommend buy MCX silver September contract on dips towards 52,200 with a stop loss below 51,800, and we expect targets of around 53,200.
Crude is currently consolidating around $87, taking huge support at $87, and $88 now seems a formality to be broken on the higher side. So we could see some buying trade should be initiated on crude also. On MCX, crude futures could be bought around 4740 levels with a stop loss of 4690 for a target of 4800 to 4820.